Hi, I'm Steve from Steveostraps, and I just thought I'd do a quick tour of my modest workshop, so you can see where all these straps come from. It's 16 foot by 10 foot, and I've got a lot of stuff in here. So here it goes. Here's a little tour of it. Because I'm so busy these days, my wife has taken over and does the admin and the post and deals with all that side of things, because it was just so time consuming. So this is her little base that I've set up in the corner for her. I think it's quite a nice little spot. There's all her postal stuff there. These are straps that are all ready to go out. I think that was a sale one that she's just sold, and these are ones that's ready to be photographed. People probably that have got them on order probably see their straps here. And that one there is a Ballon Ross that I've just glued that I'm waiting to stitch. And that bit of a rock there, I think this is my, I found this on the roof of the workshop, just appeared there one day. I think it's a moon rock. I think it's worth a fortune, so I'll keep that standing by for retirement. This is the sewing machine that I use. I used to have a big Singer sewing machine, but it was so big and it just take up so much room, so I got rid of that and got this industrial Whim Sew, and this works well. This works well. It's nice and clean, tidy, new. It works a treat. So there's the threads that goes with it there, and these are all the bits and bobs. There's some more threads there. A little pile of NATO straps there, but I use those to copy and things where I've probably not quite done them properly. So that's like a bit of a dumping ground for NATO straps. There's some keyring things that I was working on. Here's one of my cupboards. What have we got in here? Well, this is all spare watches, threads, more threads up there. There we go. I use all these watches for sizes for like buns, and yeah, I just use them mainly for measurement, things like that. Probably some watches that you'd recognise in there. I know it seems a bit of a waste having them all tucked in here, but that's the way it is. So I'll close that cupboard there. Going around what's underneath. So underneath is more storage there. Got packing tape, parachute bag, grandkid skateboard, powder fire extinguisher, which would be the last thing I'd let off in here, because I think that'd be the end of my workshop if I did. A few certificates when I used to work in prosthetics. There's Mr. Thatcher, Michael Parkinson. He used to meet all these people when I was working full time for the MOD. So I get bored in the afternoons. DVDs. What have I got there? Life on Mars, The Avengers, Bergerac, and My Generation. It's all up there. Moving down to it, this is my cutting desk. This is where I cut for all the NATOs and cut the leather out on this desk here. So that's very handy, that is. Underneath there I've got more storage. This is where I keep all the watch straps that are on the site. I've obviously made to take pictures, so I keep these so I can copy them, so I get as close as I can to the ones on the site. So you can probably see some of these as an Amiga replacement strap there. And this is one that I used to have on the site, but I've had to take it off because it's so time consuming to make. But I think that's a cool strap. That's a Minimoto GP chain that I've set in the leather. They used to sell quite well, but so time consuming to make they were. There's a carbon effect Ballon Ross strap that I put in that bag to keep it clean. The Montana strap there. There's yeah. So just pop that back into the rack, and that's what's down there in all those other boxes. So past the cutting bench. So above here, this is sort of my exotics. Crocodile, emu. These are prints. So got some nice emu there. Crocodile. That's just for my vintage crocodile straps there. And I've got some Superman material. Batman material there. There's a box of Wilson baseballs that I cut up and make straps out of. They sell quite well, those do. A dirty dozen watch boxes. That's all I've got left. When they've gone, they've gone. It would take me time to get through those again because they're so time consuming. They're really not worth me making them, but it's just something different to do. Now this is part of my leather store. I've got an awful lot of leather. It's from all around the world really. This is from America, prime tanners, Irvine tanners, American hides, a lot of stuff from England, Italy, and this is only a small selection. In the attic in the house, there's loads. There's absolutely loads of leather up there. I'm a bit addicted to buying this leather stuff. And down here, this is my it's not big. That's full of parachute bags. And again, I've got another store outside where I store the parachute bags. But once I've got the bag, I clean it and dry it, then it all comes in here, so I can use it from there. So that's a lot of bags in there. It's my old workshop apron that I used to have when I worked at Headley Court. These leathers here are leathers that I'm working on. The straps are on the site, so that's where I hang those. They're easier to find. Coming around here, this is my skiving machine. This is a brilliant little tool. This is for thinning the leather down. That works well. I brought that second hand from Land Rover trimmers in Kenilworth up in the Midlands. So that's a beauty. That works really well. Little bench grinder there. Yeah, always handy to have one of those about. Up in here, this is full of buckles. These boxes are right from the smallest vintage sort of buckles to the big Ball and Ross style buckles. So I have those in hundreds, like 116, 18, 20, 22, upwards to 26 mil. So there's an awful lot of buckles in there. There's a few glues and paints and bits and bobs. This is all the NATO straps. I put a polymer, so I glued these 2 layers of parachute bags with a polymer, and this is how they come out, so I cut them then to size. And in here, again, that's more glues, solvents and paints, bits and bobs like that. More watches. Some of these have never been used like that. So it's an Ingersoll one, that's brand spanking new, lovely little watch. Not little, it's quite big actually, but never been used. I brought it because it looked cool, and I use it for just for measurements really. A few old bun straps there that I've got knocking around. Boxes from watches that I brought. Again, up in my attic, it's full of all watch boxes, stuff like that. And coming back into the main part of the workshop. Again, this is leathers. This is a little leather rack that I'm working on. When I've made the strap, and this is the offcuts that just go on there. There's some dubbins, Loctite, and some of these are the templates that I use to cut the straps. There's edging leather dye. Let's have a look in this. Oh, again, buckles. There, these are all set out. It's sort of, there's just stuff everywhere. Velcros, which I use on the Ball and Ross type of straps. And this is to my workbench now that I spend most of the time here. So I've got the TV, computer in front of me, and this is my workspace that I spend most of the time. So this was an office drawer that I've had for years, but it works really well. It's a good height office drawer there, which you see full of tools. And this is a NATO that I'm working on at the moment. It's for bronze loops. I make all the loops myself, so yeah, so I'm just part of the way through doing that. And there's a doorbell, so I can hear anybody that comes to the front door. There's a Virgin Atlantic jumbo jet that I was messing around with. That all lights up. Got Steveostraps sign there that Carl from Gas Bones made for me. And that's pretty much, that's it. That's my workshop. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.